All right. 67. Ironical dissimilation has also an agreeable effect when you say something different from what you think, not after the manner to which I alluded before when you say that exact reverse of what you mean, as Crassus says to Lama, but when through the whole course of a speech you are seriously jocose, your thoughts being different from your words, as our friend Scavolius said to that of Septimolius of Angania, to whom its weight in gold was paid for the head of Caius Gracchus, when he petitioned that he would take him as his lieutenant general into Asia. What would you have, a foolish man? There is such a multitude of bad citizens that, I warrant you, if you stay at Rome, you will in a few years make a vast fortune. Fannius, in his Annals, says that Africanus the Younger, he that was named Aemilianus, was remarkable for this kind of jests, and calls him by a Greek term, some Greek term. It looks like Ipur, and I don't know, an ironical jester. But according to what those say who know these matters better than myself, I conceive that Socrates, for irony and dissimulation, far excelled all other men in the wit and genius which he displayed. It is an elegant kind of humor, satirical with a mixture of gravity, and adapted to oratory as well as to polite conversation. Indeed, all the kinds of humor of which I have spoken are seasonings not more appropriate to law pleadings in the forum than to any other kind of discourse. For that which is mentioned by Cato, who has reported many apophthegms, several of which have been produced by me as examples, seems to me a very happy saying that Caius Publius used to observe that Publius Munimus was a man for all occasions. So it certainly is with regard to our present subject that there is no time of life in which wit and polite humor may not very properly be exercised. But I will pursue the remainder of my subject. It is a kind of joking similar to the sort of dissimulation when anything disgraceful is designated by an honorable term, as when Africanus the censor removed from his tribe that centurion who abscated himself from the battle in which Paulus commanded, alleging that he had remained in the camp to guard it, and inquiring why he had such a mark of ignominy set upon him. I do not like, replied Africanus, over vigilant people. It is an excellent joke, too, when you take any part of another person's word in a different sense from that which he intended, as Fabius Maximus did with Livius Salinator, when on Tartanum being lost, Livius had still preserved the citadel, and had made many successful sallies from it, and Fabius, some years afterwards, having retaken the town, Livius begged him to remember that it was owing to him that Tarentum was retaken. How can I do otherwise than remember, said Fabius, for I should never have retaken it if you had not lost it. Such jokes as the following, too, are, though rather absurd, often on that very account extremely amusing and very opposite. Nope, opposite, not only to characters in plays, but also to us orators. As long as he was living at the waters, he never died. 68. This kind of jokes is rather trifling, and, as I said, fit for actors and farces, but sometimes it finds a proper place with us, as even one who is not a fool may express himself like a fool in a humorous way. And Mancia congratulated you, Antonius, when he heard that you were accused of by Marcus Duranius of bribery in your censorship. At length, said he, you will have an opportunity of attending to your own business. Such jests excite great laughter, and in truth all sayings that are uttered by men of sense with a degree of absurdity and a sarcasm under the pretense of not understanding what is said to them. A joke of this kind is not to seem to comprehend what you comprehend very well, as when Pontidius, being asked, "What do you think of him who is taken in adultery?" replied that he is slow, or such as was my reply to Metellus when, at a time of levying troops, he would not excuse me from serving for the weakness of my eyes, and said to me, "What, can you see nothing?" "Yes, truly," answered I can see your villa from the Esquiline gate. Or as the repartee of Nasica, who, having called at the house of the poet Ennius, and the maid servant having told him, on his inquiring at the door, that Ennius was not at home, saw that she had said so by her master's order, that he was really within. And when a few days afterwards Ennius called at Nasica's house and inquired for him at the gate, Nasica cried out that he was not at home. "What," says Ennius, "do I not know your voice? You are an impudent fellow," rejoined Nasica. "When I inquired for you, I believed your servant when she told me that you were not at home, and will not you believe me when I tell you that I am not at home?" It is a very happy stroke, too, when he who has uttered a sarcasm is jested upon in the same strain in which he has attacked another, as when Quintus Optimus, a man of consular dignity, who had the report of having been Licentian, Licentius in his youth, said to Agellius, a man of wit, who seemed to be an effeminate person, but was in reality not so, "How do you do, my Angelia? When will you pay me a visit with your distaff and spindle?" And Agellius replied, "I certainly dare not, for my mother forbade me to visit women of bad character."